Good morning, everyone. Happy Independence Day. I would like to say that, even though it's doesn't seem like we have a lot of independences of lately. And I want to start off with a little. Uh, let's check this out. This is a little education today. Let's see. To set the context up, yesterday, Trump had a rally in a Fourth of July celebration in the Black Hills at Mount Rushmore, and uh, in my opinion, he and the Americans there and the ones that supported that and the law enforcement and the military were acting lawlessly. They were dishonoring what those men whose faces were carved on those rocks stood for. And they once again shamed America and the Constitution and the rule of law by throwing the weight of the government around in the name of tyranny. Okay, this is our Constitution, the supreme law of the land. And that's what is important, not some rocks carved on a face or face of a mountain that, or some faces carved on the rocks of a mountain that shouldn't have been there to begin with. And here's why. Article 6, Clause 2 of the Constitution. The Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made, under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. Okay, so now let's get on to this. This is the treaty Fort Laramie in 1868 with the Lakota and the Sioux. The treaty divided into 17 articles that establish the Great Sioux Reservation, including ownership of the Black Hills, and set aside additional lands as unceded Indian territory in the areas of South Dakota, Wyoming, and Nebraska, and possibly Montana. Montana wasn't a state then, it was just a territory. It established that the U.S. government would hold authority to punish not only white settlers who committed crimes against the tribes, but also tribe members who committed crimes and who were to be delivered to the government rather than face charges in tribal courts. It stipulated that the government would abandon forts along the Bozeman Trail, and I'm not going to really go into reading all of that and what the treaty is, but I just wanted people to know that there was a treaty with the Lakota and the Sioux, and we broke that treaty because they found gold there. And also in 1980, the Supreme Court upheld that land did belong to them, and they gave them a small amount. It was a few $1,000,000, and it's actually as a settlement, and the natives refused that settlement, and it's still sitting there. It's grown to over $1 billion, and they didn't want the money; they wanted what was rightfully theirs, and that for starters, it was rightfully theirs from day one. But we we made a treaty with them, and we broke the treaty. And the judge, we just read that any judge in any state is supposed to honor that and uphold that, and they didn't do that. So as a nation, we are guilty of tyranny against these people. And once again, we did it again yesterday. I hear all kinds of things people say that we should just move the faces somewhere. Well, you know what? Those faces, they shouldn't have been there in the first place. That wasn't our mountain to deface. I guess that's kind of a funny choice of words for that, huh? Deface faces. But that wasn't ours to do that to. So I honestly think we should just get the hell out of there and let them do whatever they want to do. If they want to blast it off, good for them. If they want to let us continue to go see it, that's cool. If they want to spray paint whatever they want on it, they can do that. It's theirs, their property. And then yesterday, our wonderful Miss Leader picks this place and calls himself a patriot and pats himself on the back. And when the fact is, that place stands for everything that goes against what the Constitution says. Those men that are carved on that rock, I don't think would have approved of the methods that allowed them to be carved there. And so I wish we would do the right thing for once. The fact that we arrested Native Americans that were telling people to not come on to my land. We don't want you here. And we arrested them. That just, once again, we dishonored the Constitution and what this country is supposed to stand for. And these are the kind of things that are making this country into what it is now. And why everyone is so angry and why everyone is so upset, because the government is trampling the rights of what being an American is supposed to be. We don't have a king. Well, actually we do. His name is Trump. But we're not supposed to have a king who decides every little factor, who we have to listen to because he says it's right. We have laws and parameters and processes that are supposed to go into the rule of the government. And the government is supposed to be of the people, by the people. And I think that's it. That's all I needed to get out. I hope everyone has a good day and lots of love. And everyone be safe. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.